The U.S. sanctions will continue to fail and China will continue to rise. World data and current economic trend shows this. U.S. must realize that we are now in a multipolar world and one country cannot have all the powers to sanction another. China has risen and its rise is here to stay. Why are we witnessing such a gross miscalculation of strategy? A failing policy that instead of achieving its intended goal has backfired in a most spectacular fashion. We shall discuss consequential fallout of U.S. sanctions on China's semiconductor industry, an event that has had repercussions far beyond what was anticipated. Hello and welcome back to Innovative Check YouTube channel, where we delve into the innovative and transformative projects changing our world. If you are new to the channel and enjoy learning about innovation stories around the world, you've come to the right place. Please subscribe, like, and comment to help boost our videos on YouTube. In recent years, we have observed an escalation in tensions between the United States and China, particularly in the semiconductor sector. What was once viewed as an attempt to preserve the integrity of technology and maintain a competitive edge has turned into a full-blown economic conflict, one that has resulted in a catastrophic loss for the United States. While these restrictions indeed targeted China's growing semiconductor capabilities, the subsequent consequences have not been as favorable for the United States as the policymakers had hoped. In fact, China has retaliated by canceling a $320 billion order of semiconductor products from the United States. This move has created an unprecedented crisis, not only for the U.S. but also for other allied countries that followed suit in imposing strict controls. Just a quick reminder to hit that like button below. YouTube has been restricting my videos a lot recently because of bots, so your like does help out this video massively in terms of the algorithm in YouTube. The irony here is palpable. The very sanctions that were intended to inhibit China's growth have instead sparked a significant negative impact on U.S. companies themselves. We have seen Chinese exports of cheap products to the U.S. fall by more than 20% in the first half of this year, leading to a loss of $320 billion for the American market. This staggering figure is not just a number, it's a reflection of policy that has gone awry. But what was the rationale behind these sanctions? Why did the U.S. choose to embark on this perilous path? Perhaps it was a desperate bid to hold on to its dominance, a frantic attempt to suppress a rival that has been consistently advancing in technological prowess. The effects of these sanctions extend far beyond the U.S. and China. Japan, another significant player in the semiconductor industry, has also been caught in the storm, imposing its own sanctions driven by its need to retain technological supremacy in Asia and globally. Now, here's where we must pause and ask ourselves an essential question. Why have semiconductors become such a focal point of international contention? The answer lies in their pervasive presence in modern life. Semiconductors are at the heart of almost every technological device we use, from LED lights to smartphones, televisions to solar panels. They are the foundation of our digitally connected world. When you manipulate or restrict the flow of semiconductors, you are not merely affecting an industry, you are affecting the very pulse of global innovation and development. Despite the clear importance of this industry, the U.S. government remains seemingly unmoved by the pleas of American companies to ease sanctions. Instead, it appears to be preparing for a new round of punitive measures. This stubborn stance is not only hurting the U.S. semiconductor industry, but also other sectors that depend on these essential components. The automotive industry, for instance, a shortage of semiconductor materials has led to price increases of certain car models by 10,000 yuan. The cascading effects of these sanctions are felt in various industries, manifesting in soaring prices and constrained supplies. The situation grows more complex as we consider China's position as a global leader in the semiconductor market. Its rapid growth in this field has been perceived as a threat by the U.S., leading to this sequence of sanctions that appear more like an attempt to stifle competition rather than a considered policy to foster fair play. The truth, it seems, is that these sanctions are not merely a reaction to perceived threats, but a strategic maneuver to weaken China's industrial competitiveness and reduce its market share. This can be seen as an act of hegemony, one that does not only harm China's development, but has wider negative implications on global economic and technological cooperation. But is this approach working? The answer, sadly, is no. If you are enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and comment. China's reaction to the U.S. sanctions is a lesson in strategic resilience. While the U.S. intended to stymie China's progress, it has instead fostered an environment in which China has been prompted to look inward and invest more in its own chip industry rather than being shackled. China's semiconductor capabilities are expanding, raising valid concerns for European and American semiconductor giants. Not only has China reduced chip imports, but the nation's concerted efforts in building its own industry have accelerated the progress of domestically produced chips. This move is not only a bold response to U.S. export bans, but it also reveals a sobering truth. Sanctions, far from crippling China, have invigorated its technological development. But the story doesn't end with the U.S. and China. The ripples of this contentious policy have reached other shores as well. South Korean companies like Samsung, SK, and Hynix have been severely impacted. Profits for the first and second quarters have significantly declined, with losses exceeding $30 billion in the first quarter alone. This is not merely a financial blow. It's a crack in the very structure of the South Korean high-tech industry, with potential long-term ramifications on the Korean economy. What of China's exports of chips to South Korea? They have continuously declined, dropping by 44% in the first quarter. The cumulative effect of these shifts is a precarious economic landscape where several global players are experiencing substantial setbacks. For chip manufacturers, this is more than a battle. It is a fierce war, one that can have domino effects across various sectors. China's reduction in semiconductor imports can indirectly affect the import of raw materials for other industries. The result? Both semiconductor device manufacturers and electronic component manufacturers may face an economic recession, creating secondary problems that can ricochet through global markets. As we delve deeper into the complexities of this situation, we must recognize the underlying forces at play. The U.S.'s increased restrictions on China's chip industry reveal a tendency towards hegemony, a unilateral approach that seeks to maintain a dominant position in the global semiconductor industry by controlling and sanctioning other countries' chip industries. What does this mean for the world? The adverse effects are felt not just economically, but they extend to the very ethos of global collaboration. By seeking to undermine China's rise, the U.S. has inadvertently projected an image of desperation, a nation clinging to its past supremacy rather than engaging in fair competition. Yet, all is not lost. If we reflect on the core essence of globalization, we find that cooperation, collaboration, and mutually beneficial outcomes are the correct paths to solving problems. The current discord does not have to be the final word. The era where technological advancement is a shared human endeavor. It is time to shift away from restrictive measures that only serve to breed confrontation. It's time to embrace a global perspective that fosters growth, innovation, and shared success. In conclusion, as we contemplate the intricate web of actions and reactions that have unfolded in the U.S.-China semiconductor saga, we are reminded of the fragility of unilateral decision-making. The road to technological superiority is not paved with sanctions and restrictions, but with innovation, cooperation, and a vision that transcends national boundaries. We must ask ourselves, is the path we are on sustainable, or are we merely engaging in a self-defeating cycle that diminishes us all? Lies not in retaliation, but in the wisdom to recognize that the future is a shared journey. The way forward is not through division, but through unity, understanding, and the courage to embrace a world that thrives on collaboration. Thank you for your attention, and I welcome your thoughts and questions on this complex and vital subject. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to get exclusive videos about how phenomenally China is developing and growing its influence. Your subscriptions and likes motivate us to generate more content, so please keep supporting us. Check out this video showing on your screen right now, and I will see you on the other side.